when you turn on the Lingraphica, you are always taken to the home page, which is what you're seeing right here. The home page consists of the menu, which is right up here, and this provides access to all Lingraphica functions and settings. Next, we have this toolbar, which has the home key, the back key, the forward button. This is where you'll put all your icons that you'll be using, which are down here. And then you have the trash can, where you can get rid of an item, like that. In the blue, we have the picture gallery that stores the icons and phrase strips. And lastly, down here is the workspace, where you can create phrases and temporarily store icons so that they may be copied to a different page. And this is a tannish yellow color, this part. So let's take a closer look at the picture gallery, which is this area in the blue. The picture gallery has different categories already programmed in, such as food, health, places. So let's see what happens when we double click food. So if you double click the category food, it'll bring you to the subcategories, such as fruit, vegetables, dessert. So let's see what's in the dessert category by double clicking. Okay, so as you can see, they've entered in several different desserts. There's brownies, cookies, cheesecake, and if we see,
cheesecake.
There we go. If we click it, it'll say it, and then if you can see what popped up was this black button. If you click it, black plus sign, it'll go down to your workspace. So we have cheesecake in our workspace, and if we hit the Lingraphica button,
cheesecake,
it'll say it for us. And then this black dash is the delete button, and our workspace is empty. As you can see on the top, they're already programmed in I and want, so we can do
I,
and it goes automatically down to the workspace.
Want,
And then want, and let's go for a brownie.
Brownie.
And hit the plus sign to add it. And then Lingraphica button.
I want brownie.
Okay, so then we have the phrase, I want a brownie. And we can either save the phrase, or if we had hit the black dash button, we can delete it. So let's go back to the food section by hitting the back key. So now we're in that food subcategories again. We'll hit back again, and we're back to our home page. So that's just a general overview of the some categories. If you see down here, we have this dictionary button. Let's double click it. And the dictionary button has stored all the icons for the Lingraphica. So let's hit things. So we have, inside things we have house. And you have the whole house. So when we show you how to search later, those search items are coming from the dictionary. Okay. So also in the picture gallery, we have things like practice videos and therapy exercises, which we'll go over more later. Let's go ahead and start with going over how you can add your own category. So, to add your own category, you start by going to the edit button. So you see it's right next to file, between file and tools. Oops, what did I do? we click the button that says Make New Icon. Okay, and we're given a few different options. So to do the image, we can either take a photo, which I'll demonstrate later. We can choose an icon, which is the icons from the dictionary that we just talked about from Lingraphica. Or we can choose a picture, so that would be a picture that you have uploaded yourself. So let's go ahead with choose an icon. So as you can see, there's this long list of different icons. You can, if you know what icon you want, what letter starts with, you can go to the letter by clicking it. Or you can go to the top and type it in. So I want to add hobbies. So I'm going to type in hobbies. So hobbies. And they have a picture already made for me.
Hobbies.
And then I'm going to go ahead and hit OK. If that's not what you want, then hit the X, the close. But this is good, so I'm going to hit OK. And now I'm going to hit close because I'm all done. So if I go up here, I can edit text and I can type in what I want to name it, which is hobbies. Oops, spelling hobbies. And then I can go ahead and hit OK. And there it is. So now I have my hobbies button. If I want to make hobbies into a main category, like food-wise, so I can add different hobbies into it, then I need to go back to edit. I need to click that first icon that says change hobbies. And if you see down here, by the cancel button, it says no page or blank page. Right now it's on no page, so I can't add a category within hobbies. I'm going to go ahead and change it to blank page. And I'm going to hit OK. Okay, and then it brought me to hobbies. So now let's add a within category. Let's make a new icon. And let's see. Let's choose a picture. I think here we go. So I did choose a picture, and then I went to the folder hobbies and interests. And this looks like a good hobby picture with the Bahamas. So I'm going to use the Bahamas picture. I can zoom it. I'll zoom it a little bit. Ooh, if I can get the mouse to work. If you can see that. Okay. I added that, and then I'm going to call this travel. That's one of my hobbies. Okay. So now we hit OK again. Or actually, let's go ahead and change this to blank page, from no page to blank page. So then within the travel category, I can put different places and hit OK. Okay, and then it brought me into travel. And let's edit it one more time by making a new icon. And let's do choose an icon. And see if they have the country I want. Nope, they don't. They don't have. Let's see if they have this. Oops, I spelled it wrong. They don't have the Bahamas, so I'm going to close it and say, oops, I guess I better choose my own picture. Or I could take a photo, but I don't have a photo on me. So choose a picture. I'm going to go to stock images, hobbies and interests, and then I'm going to pick this picture of the Bahamas to use. I'm going to take the blue button, move it to the right so it'll zoom in, my green check mark, hit OK, and now I have my picture of the Bahamas, and I'm just going to type in, like we've been doing, Bahamas. And for this one, I'm going to go ahead and record my voice saying it. So I'm going to hit the record your voice button. I'm going to give myself 6 seconds. So if you can see, you can change it here, how long you want to record. Use your recording time. Bahamas. Bahamas. Okay, let's go over that one more time. So say you want to record your voice saying it, hit record your voice. Then you can say, choose how long. I'll do it for 4 seconds. You can also type it in instead of using the up and down arrows. I'm going to hit this microphone and that'll help me record my voice. So I'm going to record, hit the record button. Bahamas. And you know, oh, there it goes. And you know it's recorded or it's starting to record when you see the blue going across the screen. So let's hit OK. And I don't need it to be its own page. I'm not going to add a subcategory within Bahamas, I don't think. So that's fine. So I'll hit OK. And there you go. You just made your own icon. So let's go back. One more. And we're back to our home screen. Let's go ahead and go over how to build a phrase using this home screen. And there's a couple different ways to do it. So the first way is I'll just find my words on this screen. So let's see, I'm going to scroll down. Ooh, I see, look, I've programmed an I want phrase. I'm going to click it.
I want.
And then I'll say it, and then I'm going to hit the black plus sign. It'll load it, and then it's going to bring it to my workspace. Let's go down and see, what do I want? I want a flag.
Flag.
So is that it for me? Let me do that one more time.
Flag.
Wait for the black plus sign to come up, click it. Hit the Lingraphica sign, which is the talking person.
I want flag.
And it puts the whole phrase together for me. I'm finished with that phrase, so I'm going to go ahead and hit the black dash and erase it. So that's one way you can make a phrase. So by going into the different categories or going to your home screen and individually picking each word. The other way is if you go right to the left of the Lingraphica sign, that talking man, you see the search section. So I'm going to hit search, and I can type in a whole phrase, and then when I type it in, it'll bring up the icons you need to make that phrase. So let me show you using the phrase, nice to meet you. So I'm typing in nice to, so it already has a first to, so it has the icon they use for nice and to, and then meet. Doesn't have an icon, and then you. Okay, I feel good about it. I'm going to hit the green check mark. And then I'm done with that, and I close. And as you can see, it brought it to my workspace for me when I hit the green check mark. I'm going to have it, I want it to be said out loud for you to hear, so I'm going to hit my Lingraphica icon again.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so there you have it. Another way to make a phrase on here. Go ahead and clear this with our dash. I think one of the only other things I didn't quite go over on the home screen was, I briefly mentioned the trash can. So all you have to do is click and drag to bring it into the trash can. I don't want to delete this person's thing, so I'll just leave it. You can also move things around by just clicking and dragging. So as you can see, I moved the wife icon by just clicking and dragging my mouse. Okay, so there's also a way to type in whole phrases. If you go to tools, type in talk. So it actually already has my phrase nice to meet you in there from earlier. So I'm going to hit the talk button.
Nice to meet you.
It doesn't have the icons for you, but it does sound a little more natural. Let's see. My name is John. So I just type it in. And if you can see here, I don't know if you can see it, but it says fast, medium, and slow. So you can change the speech rate. I'm going to change it to slow by just clicking on it. And I'm going to hit the talk button, the Lingraphica icon.
My name is John.
Slow, and then we can change it. Go all the way up and click to fast.
My name is John.
Okay, so you can see how you can customize it. And you can actually customize a lot of things on here, and we're going to go over that next by going over the settings section. Let's go ahead and just briefly go over some of the settings that you can change on here. So let's go to the settings section of the toolbar. And the first thing you'll see is levels. And we are on the independent level. If we change it to assisted, our work bar goes away down here. So let's go ahead and change it back to independent. Okay. The other thing you can change is whether a female or male voice is being used. So let's go ahead and change it to use female voice.
I
Okay.
want.
So depending on whether a male or female is using this, you can change the voice. Let's change it back to male. Okay, our next thing, the third one down, is icon and text size. So if you're having a hard time seeing this, you can change it. Let's go ahead and to the left right here, I don't know if you can see this, it says icon size, and then we have largest, large, and then default. It's on default right now. Let's go ahead and see what happens when we change it to largest. Ooh, as you can see, they get pretty big, depending on eyesight though. That's nice. Let's go down one to the middle right here and go to large. A little bit smaller, still a nice size. And then back to default. And then along with that, we can change our text size. We have 38 points, 30 points, and 22. So that's the right side. The left we had icon. And to the right we have text. So let's hit the first one just by clicking it, 38. Okay, as you can see, everything's huge. And I don't know if you can see this right here. Food, text size is pretty big. 30. Everything's a little bit smaller. And then let's go back to our 22 default. And these correspond with each other, so you'll see that when I change it to large, it goes to 30. So let's set it back to default and continue with our settings. Okay. Let's see. We have you can change your computer voice speed. So right now it's at between, what is that, 130 something? I can't see. Let's try to change, let's change it.
Let's see if this is speaking at the right rate.
Okay, so that's that rate. So right here it says type some text below and click here. And then it says, let's see if this is speaking at the right rate someone had already typed in. Let's change it to 180 and click this. You see this bar? Go ahead and click it.
Let's see if this is speaking at the right rate.
So that's a little fast. Unless we go down to 80, which is all the way at the left.
Let's see if this is speaking at the right rate.
Kind of slow. Bring it back to where it was, a little above 130.
Let's see if this is speaking at the right rate.
Okay, so you can go ahead and change the rate that it speaks as well. So I'm going to save it so it's back to where it was. So then here's some of your settings. There's also some different preferences, just as far as camera, battery, the mouse, language. Most of this you probably won't have to switch around too much, but it is there if you need it. Probably language is the most important for the preferences if you want to switch to Spanish. So let's click OK. So there you go for just a general overview of some of the important settings. Next, let's talk about some ways to practice speech and other therapy techniques by using the Lingraphica. So if we go ahead and open our tools menu, so we're going back to the top bar right here. We're going to hit tools, and we're going to see something called speech practice. If you can see, it just came up on the side. I'm going to move it. I don't know. Let's move it here. I think you can see it better there in the middle. So speech practice is a great way for users to hear and monitor their own voice. So the Lingraphica will speak a word or phrase, and then record the user repeating the same word or phrase. And the user can play back the recording and compare his or her speech to the Lingraphica voice. So let's go ahead and test it out. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we're going to click an icon in our picture gallery. That's that blue screen area we've been talking about. And the Lingraphica will simultaneously speak the icon and begin recording. And you'll see it become red when it's recording. And then you're going to repeat the word after the Lingraphica says it. And the recording automatically stops and then plays back the Lingraphica voice. The Lingraphica voice and your recorded voice. So let's go ahead and test it out. Let's hit house.
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 Okay, so what happened is I hit the house button in our picture gallery, and then it started recording it, and then as soon as it started going red, I set it so that it could record it. Let's do it one more time. Let's do the word telephone.
Telephone.
Okay, telephone.
Telephone.
Okay. Telephone.
Okay, so that's one way to practice some speech things. And if you did want to hear it again, you can go ahead and hit the play button.
Telephone.
Okay. Telephone.
And I actually felt a little rushed to get it out, just because a longer word. So if you see at the bottom left right here, I have it on only 3 seconds, but we can go ahead and increase our time by hitting the up button to 6 or 7. So that'll make it a little easier. So that's just one of the functions Lingraphica has for speech practice. Let's go and look at some of the other activities. So go ahead and X out of this and go to the activities icon, which is like a lady and it has 3 different mouse. Okay, so these practice materials help users practice different communication areas. So we have therapy exercises, practice videos, communication phrases, and then Lingraphica evaluation. Oops. Okay. So let's try, let's just take a quick look by double clicking at the therapy exercises. Okay, so there's lots of different exercises here. We have completing a phrase, questions, sentence, scramble, expressing emotion, performing tasks, grouping, opposites, math, putting things in order, subject, verb, object, finding the items. I'm not going to go through all of these for time's sake, but let's go ahead and just take a look at completing a phrase. And then within that, let's go to choosing pronouns. And let's go to choosing pronouns 1.
Click on an icon to fill in the blank.
Can you hear?
Okay, so it gave us the phrase
There. Us.
our 2 options. I'm going to go ahead and just pick the wrong option so you can see what happens.
There.
So it makes that d sound, which means that's incorrect. And I'm going to go ahead and click the correct answer, us.
Us. Can you hear us?
Okay, so when you hit the right answer, you'll hear that ding, and then they'll say the full
Click
phrase.
on an icon to fill in the blank.
We can sit with. She. Them.
Okay, so when you hit out with the X, it gives you an overview of your results. So you have the task, which was I picked us, and then whether the result was incorrect or correct, then how many incorrect choices made. I made 1. The number of answer choices that I had to choose from was 2. The time that I did it, and then the duration it took me, which was 36 seconds. And so I have 50% accuracy, 1 right, 1 wrong, but I didn't skip any. So there you go. Oops. I hit OK. Okay, and then it brings you back to that choosing pronouns section. Let's go back. Back. Oops, I hit forward. Back. Back. And then we're back in the therapy exercises. You can take a look at the practice video activities. We have a whole thing for aphasia you can look at in there. And these are just different phrases that would be important, such as call 911.
Call 911.
So you can see it shows her saying it. So definitely something to look at and play around with. Okay, so that's basically the basics of Lingraphica. If you have any issues, you can go to the Help tab, and there's a training video there, and some therapy exercise training videos as well. But that is the end of this device tutorial.